Hey everyone, I'm here today to review the new Christmas movie Candy Cane Lane. Candy Cane Lane stars Eddie Murphy as Chris Carver, a festive father who was fired during the Christmas season. Chris decides to enter his neighborhood's Christmas decoration contest so he can win its $100,000 prize. After Chris buys a magical decoration from an evil elf who runs a pop-up shop, the gifts mentioned in the classic carol The 12 Days of Christmas become real, and Chris must learn how to reverse his mistake before his life and family are permanently ruined. I found Candy Cane Lane's political commentary to be lazy and derivative of the 2022 black comedy slasher film, The Blackening. The similarities between these two movies as political commentary make me feel like Candy Cane Lane's lazy writers copied from The Blackening. The tagline for The Blackening is, "We can't all die first," which satirizes the horror movie trope that the black character dies first. Chris and his family wonder if they are in a horror movie because Chris will be transformed into a glass figurine if they do not find 5 golden rings for the evil elf Peppermint. Chris's son remarks, "If this is a horror movie, we can't all die first." There's nothing wrong with using movies to comment on social issues, and I appreciate the fact that The Blackening provided inclusion for black folk and satirized racism in horror movies. However, if Candy Cane Lane is going to comment on social issues, should at least be original about it or find a way to give credit where credit is due. Candy Cane Lane's political commentary will frustrate those on the left and the right. Right-wingers object to Candy Cane Lane's so-called woke commentary, while left-wingers object to its unoriginal commentary. When Chris is fired from his job and given a fleece as a severance package, I appreciated the satire of capitalist society. The scene tells us that corporations view their workers as disposable and put profit above everything else. After this scene, I thought an unemployed Chris would enter the competition so he can win the cash prize and provide a good Christmas for his beloved family. However, it turns out that his wife, Carol Carver, is a successful factory manager, and there isn't any mention of the Carver family struggling to pay for Christmas. Carol is confident that Chris will find another job, and neither she nor Chris are worried about the firing, which isn't mentioned again for the rest of the movie. Chris's loss of employment doesn't contribute much to the movie. It's basically just something that happens and then is quickly forgotten about, a sign of lazy writing. Chris's main reason for entering the decoration contest is his jealousy of his neighbor Bruce, who has defeated Chris in the competition year after year. When a local news network announces a $100,000 prize for the winner of the competition, Chris decides to try to win the contest instead of looking for a new job. But it's obvious Chris would have competed in the competition anyway. So from a movie-making perspective, what's the point of the $100,000 prize? At the end of the movie, we figure out that the prize is not $100,000 cash, but $100,000 worth of coupons and free tacos. I think the intended point here is to punish Chris by making him look foolish for pursuing money during the holiday season, but the moral falls flat because his primary motivation wasn't money. It was jealousy of his neighbor's victory in the decorating contest, achieved by decorations bought in a store rather than crafted by hand. It's clear this movie wants to show Chris learning a humbling lesson, but it focuses its energy on the wrong places. When it comes to Chris's spite for his neighbor Bruce, his main motivation for buying the decoration from the evil elf Peppermint, Chris doesn't learn any lessons. At the beginning of the movie, Chris slights Bruce in their conversations, calling his inflatable Santas blow-up dolls. At the end of the movie, Chris still slights Bruce, regifting him the fleece he received as a severance from his former employer while lying to Bruce about its size. It's unclear why Chris still dislikes Bruce even after Chris wins the decoration contest. In a family-friendly Christmas movie, it would be more appropriate for Chris and Bruce to find a way to resolve their differences in the spirit of Christmas. Chris should have learned that his spite and jealousy brought him more harm than good. Instead, he remains spiteful and jealous. At the end of the movie, I felt exhausted by how much time I had spent watching the Carver family find all these rings. When the Carver family finally finds the 5 rings they need to give to the evil elf, the elf changes the rules of the game and requires them to find 40 rings to save Chris. This is a lazy plot twist that makes this movie feel like it lasts forever. There is really nothing interesting about making the Carver family find more rings because we've seen them find rings for a lot of the movie. By cutting out this plot twist, Candy Cane Lane could have shortened its whopping 2-hour runtime, a runtime far too long for a family-friendly Christmas film. I felt disappointed by Candy Cane Lane's depiction of Santa. To be clear, I support their decision to cast a black person as Santa. Santa can be a member of any race, religion, sexual orientation, or gender identity because that helps young children realize their identities are valid. However, I think this movie misses a lot of opportunities with Santa. Santa has no reindeer. By including reindeer, the movie could have had cute, endearing animals that add Christmas warmth and charm. Think of how adorable Max was in Illumination's 2018 movie, The Grinch. This movie would have been better with the reindeer, perhaps Rudolph, who is just as adorable as Max was in The Grinch. One thing I appreciate about this movie is the colorful set design. I am a festive person and I enjoy decorating for Christmas and looking at Christmas decorations. Candy Cane Lane fills the screen with lights, inflatable Santas and snowmen, nutcrackers and Christmas trees. Unfortunately, this movie still just comes across as bizarre, nonsensical, and lazy. I give this movie 2 stars out of 5.